Attention please, attention please. Would Nate please pick up the phone, the courtesy phone on the whatever. Nate, courtesy phone on the whatever. Welcome, huge movie fanatic Nate stopping on by. That was my attempt at doing some airport, whatever, just paging or whatever the hell happens at airports. I don't spend a lot of time in airports. Anyway, this time I'm coming your way with a really cool kind of find that I recently found for a decent price. I've been a fan of this movie ever since I think 2007 when I first saw it. I bought the VHS cassette for $1 back then and saw it for the first time. I've since gotten the DVD and since gotten the Blu-ray, and I came across this recently. I'm like, I looked on the back and I was very surprised to see that that it was full frame, and I'm like, God, if this is full frame, it might be the original film to tape transfer. If you've seen any of my videos of showcasing old VHS and Laserdiscs, you might know I'm a huge fan of, having grown up in the 70s and the 80s and seeing the original film to tape transfers of so many movies. I'm a big fan of, being able to, basically have on disc form, be it Laserdisc or in this case DVD, which is really, really exciting to be able to have, potentially the original film to tape transfer of this movie on DVD. I couldn't pass this up. I'm coming your way to showcase probably the very first North American DVD release of Airport. As we can see in the back, package design, copyright 1999, Good Times Home Video Corp, all rights reserved. So if you weren't aware, in the late 90s, not long after DVD's debut in North America, Good Times Home Video, the chintzy-ass home video distribution outfit that was, normally known for putting out long-play, really crappy VHS versions of old movies that studios didn't care about anymore. They got into the DVD racket. I think in '98, I think I've showcased a couple of DVDs I've gotten from them, like Halloween 2 and 3, and those DVDs, they also put out the Funhouse, the Tobe Hooper movie, on DVD, and I think those were some of the very first, widescreen releases of those movies. I mean, Halloween, that was the very first time I'd seen Halloween 2 and 3 widescreen. So a lot of the DVD releases that they put out in the late 90s, Good Times Home Video put out, were widescreen. So when I saw that this was full screen, I'm like, wow. I probably wouldn't have gotten this if it was widescreen because I've got the DVD and the Blu-ray and stuff, but when I saw it was full screen for some reason, I was like, wow, this might be my opportunity to own the original film to tape transfer on DVD. How cool is that? So obviously I did it, and obviously I love it, and you'll see some actual examples of the original film to tape transfer on this video as well. Taking a look at the front cover, it's Good Times Home Video aren't known for their amazing fricking artwork, as can be evidenced on this front cover. You've just got the four main stars there, including the gorgeous Jacqueline Bisset from the time, but just the art department at Good Times Home Video left a lot to be desired. You've got Airport and this kind of fiery, like, why do they put the plane on fire? Like, that's just, I shouldn't say that word for a showcasing of a G-rated movie, but why do they put the gall darn, Airport, title on fire, and why do they put the plane on fire? That's like not what happens in this movie, but as we can see, 10 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture, and a plane on fire that doesn't happen in the movie. I mean, I guess it briefly explodes, like there's a hole gets blown out of it briefly, but I mean, there's never, I didn't even notice that until I just looked at it now, that the plane is sitting on the ground in the snow and they just added fire to it. Oh my God, as you can see, the bottom here, abbreviated credits, rated G, copyright for the release year of the movie, 1970, and all this kind of stuff. You've got a DVD video logo. I don't know if I generally show spines on these showcasings, but I guess I can show a spine on this showcasing. Airport, yeah, I mean, spines on the DVD releases are kind of thin to show or whatever, and I don't know if it's worth showing, but I'm trying to show it. Looks like catalog number 05-81029 DVD logo, and a very small Good Times logo as well. Taking a look at the back, we can see a barcode up on the corner there, top corner. Other top corner, an all-star cast in the original airplane disaster movie. Burt Lancaster and Dean Martin head off an all-star cast in this classic disaster film from producer Ross Hunter, for which Helen Hayes received her second Oscar. On the ground, manager Mel Bakersfeld juggles lover Gene Seberg and wife Dana Winter while coping with a blizzard, aided by mechanic George Kennedy. In the sky, Captain Vern Demarest must maintain control of a 707 with his pregnant stewardess girlfriend, a sly stowaway, and a bomb-toting maniac aboard. Often imitated, but never equaled, this box office hit was adapted by Academy Award winner George Seaton from the bestseller by Alex Haley. As you can see, true to what Good Times Home Video was doing at the time, you've got a little square there on the left which kind of shows the menu. When DVD was brand new, one of their huge selling points was the menu of the DVD, the function that was so amazing where you could look at the crappy cover, the crappy artwork, and choose from 3 choices: play, scene index, and caption subtitles. And of course, if you choose scene index, you could choose from a million, maybe not a million, but maybe, a certain number of chapter stops to instantly propel you into any part of the movie you wanted. But yeah, it's so funny how on the back of early DVD releases there was a picture of the menu. Like, look at this amazing feature. And to be fair, it was pretty amazing at the time. Then you've got one still image of the cockpit with 3 of the main guys there on the plane, Dean Martin and the guy from The Shining and the guy in the back. As you can see, the little thing that Good Times Home Video was doing was basically they kind of copied the Universal DVD spiel with the little language, Dolby Digital and caption things going on there. Yeah, it's what basically Universal does on their, or did, I don't know if they probably still don't, but did on their early DVD releases. But as you can see, this is what made me buy it. 1:3:1 standard full frame. Obviously the widescreen version must have not have been available to them at the point they released this in 1999. As you can see in the bottom corner, kind of half-assed Good Times Home Video logo from the time. And the address can be found there, as well as the DVD logo on the other bottom corner. And with this particular release, they were doing what Warner Brothers was doing with their very first DVD releases at the time, doing this kind of cardboard stuff where you flip the snap and you open it to reveal more artwork and the disc inside. Taking a look at the inside of the cover flat thing, you've got scene index, you've got 18 exciting chapters, first of which is emergency, disaster insurance, fringe benefits, stowaway, for better or worse, don't worry, extra passenger, full throttle, we're leaving. And I think in addition to being the chapter scene index, it's also an eye test, because as they go further down from 1 to 9, the letters get smaller. I'm pleased to announce that I am able to read all the way down to 9 without eyeglasses so far. Starting at 10, once again with a bigger font, check and report. Someone else. Extreme caution. It's goodbye. Mayday. Structural damage. Mobile, they pronounce it mobile in the movie. Mobile 1, shutdown. And I'm delighted to say that I can read with no eyeglasses or any cheaters. Track chapter number 28, just kidding, 18, welcome home. As you can see, I don't know what the hell the artwork is on top of the image, just like sprockets and bolts and gears and shit. I mean, it's just absolutely absurd. If you want to laugh, open up look at or open up a Good Times Home Video DVD release. Like, it's just so ridiculous. On the bottom you can see a still from the movie. the main star, Dean Martin, the gorgeous Jacqueline Bisset behind him, and other passengers as he's trying to talk down the mad you-know-whatter on the plane. Taking a look at the DVD disc itself for this release, basically just using the front cover artwork with the airport and the plane on fire, which never happens in the movie, but what the hell, we're gonna lie and say it does. DVD logo can be seen. It's strangely missing the video aspect of it that's usually found under the disc. Yeah, this just says DVD, which is kind of interesting. As we can see, standard full frame. This is a what do they call that? I can't even remember right now, but it's for it's got a 1 meaning. It's for Area 1. I can't even remember what they call it. Oh, region 1, NTSC for North America. And you can see the copyright year of 1999, Good Times Home Video Corp. All rights reserved, and the all-important copyright warning information. I did compare this with the VHS that I've got, and I can confirm it's the same film-to-tape transfer, but might very well be the original film-to-tape transfer that was used to make the very first video cassette. It did occur to me recently, though, that they played movies on TV way before the home video era, so when I say the original film-to-tape transfer, it might not be the original film-to-tape transfer, but it might be the original film-to-tape transfer that they put on, VHS, VHS cassettes, betas, laser discs, and things of the like in the, late 70s, early 80s and stuff. Like, yeah, it just recently occurred to me that, before home video and VHS and stuff was a thing, you could watch movies on TV. So I can only assume that those transfers are something different than the transfers that are used on the VHSs. It's really hard to know. It'd be really cool to see some of them, if that's the case, if like the film-to-tape transfer that's on this is like, newer than like, say, the very first time this was shown on TV and possibly the early 70s or something. It'd be really interesting to see the very first like TV film-to-tape transfer of this movie. That would be really cool to see. But this is archaic enough for me, and most likely the first film-to-tape transfer that was ever put on a VHS and beta and laserdisc and stuff. But it does handle the split-screen, widescreen stuff relatively well, where it will zoom out of the, like 1:3:3 full-frame image enough to be able to see both people, or in some cases it zooms out into the full aspect ratio of the movie as it originally was intended to be seen, to show, I think one time when it showed those security guards on all four corners or whatever, that shot, I think it zooms out to the full aspect ratio of the movie to show that, and zooms back in to continue the movie on in full frame or whatever. So I was surprised. I was kind of looking forward to, like, I hadn't seen this full frame version for such a long time. I was kind of looking forward to see the half-ass ways in which they handle the split-screen stuff, but I was surprised to see that they handled the split-screen stuff relatively competently. So it wasn't so much of a laugh fest as I thought it would be in those regards, but it was really cool to see presumably the original film-to-tape transfer that was used for the original home video versions of this movie. I'm a big stickler for that kind of stuff, as you may or may not know, having grown up, as I said, in the 70s and the 80s, and these are the half-ass kind of versions of these movies that I grew up with. So it's really cool to be able to see these versions and have them archived like on a DVD. Like normally you gotta buy these movies on VHS or Laserdisc to have these archaic versions. When I found this, I'm like, wow, this is really rare to have such an archaic film-to-tape transfer on a DVD. That's not too common. Guess that pretty much does it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, we'll catch you on the next video.
For this food, your many blessings, and your bounteous goodness, we give thanks to thee in the name of
Christ. That was my horrible rendition of the Ada Quanson theme from this movie. Welcome, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by. And if you made it through my horrible intro there, thank you very much for doing so, if you're still with me. Okay, I don't know about all that. Attention please. Attention please. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, that's the airport announcing Mike that